When night fell, King Shahryar entered his usual chamber with Scheherazade and demanded that she tell him a new tale from her wondrous stories, or else he would order her execution at dawn. But Scheherazade did not fear the king's words. Instead, she met him with laughter and delight. Shahryar was astonished and asked sharply, "Why do you laugh, Scheherazade?" She replied, "Forgive me, my lord, but you have reminded me of the tale of the barber of Baghdad, who once lived in the land of China." The king asked, "And what is this tale of the barber, Scheherazade?" And she began to tell her story.
It is said, O wise and happy king, that this barber lived in a town of the lands of China, ruled by a mighty sultan. This sultan had a court jester, a hunchback who excelled in the arts of mirth, music, and entertainment. He knew countless witty stories, clever sayings, and amusing anecdotes. He was intelligent and eloquent, speaking only when the moment was right. And thanks to these rare talents, he was brought into the royal court and became the sultan's personal jester. One day, the hunchback went out to a caravanserai where travelers and companions would rest. When he entered, he found no friends inside, but saw a stranger sitting alone. He approached him, greeted him, and said, "My lord, it seems you are a stranger in this land, with no friend nor companion. Would you like someone to keep you company tonight over a drink?" The stranger replied, "And where is this companion, O hunchback?" The hunchback answered, "Your humble servant stands before you. But why do you call me by my deformity and taunt me for my affliction? You should read the contents of a book before you rush to insult its cover. My name is Mashan, though they call me the Sultan's jester. By God, I am not the one who makes the Sultan laugh. It is he who makes me laugh. He laughs when I rise, and he laughs when I sit. He laughs when I laugh, and even when I weep." The stranger smiled and said, "Well then, Mashan, Sultan's jester, it seems you are a man of wit and eloquence. Sit with me and share my drink, for I have abandoned my family and left my friends behind." Mashan beamed and said, "Splendid, my lord. That is true generosity. But I have told you my name, and yet you have not told me yours. Who are you, and why have you come here?" The stranger replied, "I am an Arab, and my name is Amir the Bedouin from the city of Baghdad." Mashan asked, "And why did you leave Baghdad, abandoning your family and your homeland?" The Bedouin sighed and said, "I left it fleeing from the inescapable decree of fate, from destiny that none can escape. There is a barber in Baghdad who pursues me as if he were my shadow. I gathered my wealth and belongings, sold my house and estates, and fled like a wanderer, roaming from place to place. Wherever I go, I find him before me like a devil. So I run from him again to another town. I never stay in one place before he appears once more, and thus I have been until I reached this city and lodged at this inn." Mashan was astonished and said, "Glory be to the Creator. All this trouble over a barber chasing you?" At that very moment, another man entered the inn, looked around, and called out, "My lord, you are he." The Bedouin leapt up in terror and cried, "It is him, the barber of Baghdad!" He ran frantically, colliding with Mashan the jester. The impact struck Mashan dead on the spot. The innkeeper came running and found only the barber standing beside Mashan's lifeless body. He seized the barber and accused him of murdering the Sultan's beloved jester. But the barber cried out, "I know nothing of this man. The one who killed him is the man who has just fled." The innkeeper demanded he testify to this before the Sultan, warning that the Sultan would surely seek revenge for his jester. But the barber refused to testify against the Bedouin. The innkeeper asked, "Why will you not bear witness to the truth? Who are you, stranger, and where do you come from?" The barber replied, "I am a poor man, a barber from Baghdad, and my name is Al-Samit, for I am a man of few words and little curiosity. That man who struck down your jester is my master. He suffers from a restlessness that drives him from from place to place. He never stays anywhere for long, and I follow him like a faithful dog, guarding him from harm. Yet he runs from me and despises me for it. The innkeeper was bewildered by the barber's tale. He realized he was in great trouble, fearing the wrath of the Sultan, and begged the barber to help him dispose of the body to avoid suspicion. The barber advised him to wrap the corpse in a cloth and leave it at the door of a neighbor. The innkeeper objected, saying, "My neighbor is an old physician. He knows me well." But he eventually agreed. The barber carried the corpse, knocked on the physician's door, and when the servant girl opened, he told her, "This is my son. He is gravely ill and needs your master's care. Here is half a gold dinar. Hurry and fetch him." As soon as she went inside to call the physician, the barber and innkeeper fled into the darkness, leaving the corpse propped against the door. The physician went forth to examine the patient, but to his astonishment, he found him lying upon the ground. When he bent to examine him, he discovered a lifeless body, cold as ice, the corpse of a dead man. Terrified, he began to weep, fearing he would be accused of murder. At dawn, the guards came, found the corpse, and arrested the physician, dragging him before the furious Sultan. The physician trembled in fear, crying and swearing that he was innocent. But the Sultan, convinced by the evidence, ordered that his head be struck off. Suddenly, a voice cried out from afar, "Stop! Don't kill the physician!" It was the innkeeper who said, "My lord, Mashan came to my inn, and a man staying with me struck him and killed him. I feared I would be accused, so I carried the body to the physician's door." The Sultan asked, "And where is the man who killed Mashan?" The innkeeper replied, "He has fled, my lord, but I have his companion." The Sultan ordered his vizier, "Search the city and bring me the killer at once." The soldiers spread through the city, searched until they found the Bedouin, and dragged him before the Sultan.
And there, Scheherazade saw the dawn break and fell silent, ceasing her permitted speech.